Okay guys, so I'm going to do this nice and quickly so that you can get through these instructions pretty quick, but this is the Easter Bunny kit, and before I've opened it you've seen I prepared a knife, a rusty old pair of pliers, a hammer, and then this I'm just going to use here as a sanding block. So first things first, you just cut the label open at the bottom, put the knife to one side, and then we can open it up and see what is in our kit. Fantastic. So first of all, we've got our Hello Maker kit telling you to go where to go on the website to find this video. So hopefully you've found that already. I'm going to put that to one side. That is also your £5 voucher for coming to the Ash & Co workshops when we're allowed out. This is super glue safety information. A pair of gloves in there as well. So we'll put those over there. Make sure you read the super glue safety information. Piece of sandpaper, we've got a tube of super glue, we've got loads of wool. Should we just tip it out? Yeah, I think we'll tip it out. Okay, let's put the box out of the way. So look at all this stuff. So we've got the super glue, the tip that goes on the super glue, so that goes there. Then we've got our character, we've got all these little bits and bobs here in this little bag, so we'll tip those out as well. Cool, look at all of this stuff. So we can make our character from this. So let's start off with the body. This here is the body block, and you can tell it's the body block because it's got the holes in the side and a hole in the top. The head block has just got a hole in the top like this. So these bits go together like that. These are the bunny's legs, so they're going to go on like this. We've got some wire here which we're going to use for the arms, so they're going to stick out of the body like that. These little tiny blocks here, they're the hands with holes in, so they can go there and there. This is going to be a little tail for our bunny, so that can go down there. And all these other bits, these are the dowels we're going to use to put our bunny together. Let's just keep those. They're the feet, they go on like this. And all these other bits up here are just bits that you can use to do whatever you like with. So I'm going to start off by sanding my bunny all the way over to make sure it's all going to go together properly. So let's do that now. So I'm going to get a little block like this. If you've got something lying around the house, just something like this that you can put your sandpaper around, it really does help. And you see I can just hold on to it like that, and it makes it a lot easier when you're sanding stuff. So all I want to do is just take the edges off, and you can do this as much or as little as you like. I'm just going to do it a little bit in this one so you can see how easy it is to make the kits. But just make sure everything's, all the little splinters are taken off and all that stuff. And just sand the wood with the grain if you can, but don't worry too much. And I just want to sand the edges of the legs off like this, get the sharp bits off. Now where the holes are, I suggest you give those a little bit of a sand because you want any rough bits to come off. So going every edge, going all the way around it, and then the top and the bottom. Same on this leg. Let's go all the way around. Do that, and then the body too. So I just want to take the edges off. The body's pretty nice and flat as it is. So just sand the edges there. Quick wrap round the back, take the edges off there. On the sides, bottom, the top, there we go, that's that done. Same on the head. Just want to take these kind of sharp corners off. Okay, great stuff. So that's most of the components I'm going to use here sanded. I have got these little bits here. Now for these ones, you can either do it by hand like this, sanding them on the block, but if you're struggling with that, or maybe you're a bit smaller, then what you can do is put the sandpaper on the bench like this, and put the component on the sandpaper and just kind of rub it back and forward like that, and then turn it over, rub it like that, like that, like that. And there you go, I've got a nicely sanded little leg there. Just want to throw an arm, not a leg. I'm going to do the same with this piece here. There we go. Now that wasn't too much hard work, was it? Okay then. So what we want to do now is check that everything kind of goes together. So I'm going to move my sandpaper out of the way. I'm going to use this colour wire for his arms, but you could have used the other wire in there too, whichever you like. And I think I'm going to start with his legs first. So for his legs, you're going to want to use the two shorter little pieces of dowel in your kit, okay? The two short bits like this, all right? So you get the short dowel and you put it over the hole. And you might think, well, that doesn't fit. Well, it will fit. Try and twist it as you push it, and then that'll help it to go in the hole a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to get our hammer and pop it on the bench. This might make the camera shake. And we hold the hammer at the bottom like this. You can use any hammer for this, it's fine. You don't even need to use a hammer. You could use another block like this one, or just hit it onto the table like this, okay? But I'm going to use a hammer. So it's going to go tap, tap. That's it. And we just want to tap it in a little way like that. Not too hard. Same with the other side. Well, I can actually push that one most of the way in, and then I'm just going to... There we go. So now I've got two little stubby bits sticking out like this. So now I can get one of our legs and I can put that into the position. So I'm just going to push that on like this. Oh, that's not quite gone the whole way. So maybe we'll have to hammer that. And then I'm going to have this leg here. I'm going to push that in there. Now that one's gone in the whole way, so that's good. But we don't want this gap here, do we? So we're going to just put it on its side and give it a gentle tap. That's it. And when the sound changes like that, you know it's reached the bottom. So there you go. Our bunny has already got his legs on. How cool's that? Okay then, so now we're going to switch over and get a longer dowel, one of the longer ones in the kit, and we're going to put that into his head first of all. So we get the head block like this. I'm just going to push that in, maybe tap it on the bench like that. There you go. Only needs to go in about this far, okay? It doesn't need to go much further than that. And then you can put his head on. Now you should just be able to twist his head on like this, and hopefully it'll be nice and loose like that so you can move his head around easily. And we can see, there we go, that's the bunny head, and you can pull that off or put it back on again. If it's too loose and you don't like that, you can always put a bit of glue into the hole in one side. You can use PVA glue or whatever you like so that it holds in one side, but you want to make sure that it hasn't got glue on the other side, because you're always going to want his head to be able to turn and his legs to move like this, okay? So that's that there. So I'm going to take his head off and put it to one side. Now I need to get his arms on. So we're going to use these wires here. Now, if you've got a piece of wire like this one that's curled over at the end, you're going to make sure you want to straighten that first. So just get a pair of pliers and just give it a straighten like this so it's nice and straight. It'll make life easy to get it into the hole. But these ones here I'm using are straight. So I'm going to hold it with this pair of pliers. And you can see here, I'm holding it just a little way back from the edge. You see that? Okay, now I'm going to put it over the hole here. And I'm going to, at the same time as pushing in, I'm going to twist as well. And you can see it going in nice and slowly. Hopefully you can see that all right. Okay, and then I'm going to get hold of the wire a little bit further back and I push again. Oh, I want to make sure that's gone all the way in. Okay, and that one has gone all the way in. Okay, now we're going to do the next arm. Again, I'm going to hold it a little way back. Only a little bit back. Hold it nice and tight. And then we just want to push that into the hole like this. And then hold it a bit closer if you want to. Really give it a push. Make sure that that wire's gone all the way in. Okay, brilliant. So look, we don't even need any glue at this point. If these are a bit loose, then put a bit of super glue in the hole, and then when you push the wire in, the super glue will push into the hole and hold the hands on. So now we can test our arms here. Now for the bunny that I'm making, I think his arms are a little bit too long. So I think I'm going to cut them down a little bit. So if we bend them round the front like this, and then I'm going to bend this one round the front, then I can see how long his arms are. Now I think I want his arms to be a little bit shorter than his legs. So you can just use a pair of scissors that you've got at home. But if you've got a pair of pliers, they normally have a little pair of cutters on in the middle here. So I'm going to use these cutters. Okay, but you can use a pair of scissors, like I said. And then you just squeeze that together, nice and gentle, and you see the wire pops off like that. Now I'm going to see if I can match that on this side over here. Going to match it, give it a squeeze, and click. There you go. So now I've got two hands that are roughly the same length, okay? Okay then, so where's my little hands gone? There we go, there's one. So now to get these little bunny hands on, all you need to do is put this onto the hole, and just like before, we're going to twist it at the same time as pushing. So I'm going to go twist, 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 and make sure it's gone all the way in. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one, we're going to go twist, 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 turn it round, and then make sure it's all the way on. So there we go. Now we pop his head on like this. Okay, and you can see our character's starting to come together, isn't it? It looks really, really cool. Okay then, so now then we've got his little feet here. Now they've got to kind of stick on here. So this is when we're going to need our glue. Now you could use any glue for this, a glue gun, PVA, anything you like, but I'm going to use this super glue. So when we're using super glue, included in the pack for you is a set of gloves like this. So when you're doing gluing, I suggest you wear the gloves. So just pop those on. Okay, so there we go, I'm all gloved up. So now I can start working this super glue. So in order to open the super glue, you can see the tip of this thing here. So what you do is, oh no, you don't do that, sorry. No, all you need to do is just screw it on, I think. Yeah, that's it, screw it on like this. Keep screwing, and then hopefully that will pierce the super glue. And then we break the tip off like this by turning it round. And this is also your lid, so hang on to that. Now when you do all that, make sure you don't squeeze this super glue because you don't want it to come out all over your hands. So I'm just going to squeeze a little bit of the super glue. Oh, it's quite a lot. Just a tiny bit out like that on the rabbit. I'll just put this down, hopefully you can see that. See, just a bit like that. You shouldn't need any more than that, okay? And then I'm just going to stick this into position. Now, it's really important when you're using super glue that you don't put too much on. If you put too much on, it'll take ages to set. So ideally, you just press the tube really lightly. And you see here, I'm just going to put a little bit on, but kind of all over, just a tiny, tiny bit. I'll just show you that close up if you can see it. Just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to put the other leg on like this. Okay, that's it. And then we just hold on to that. We want to count to about 30. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 30. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. So that's going to be setting down now. So now then, we've got all this other stuff here. Now you guys can do whatever you want with this stuff from this point on. This is kind of your bunny here. We kind of had in mind that you might do 2 eyes for your bunny. So maybe I could use these ones here, like this. And we can stick those on just with the super glue. I'm just going to take my gloves off again. We've also got a little Easter egg here. I mean, maybe that can go there. We got a star as well. Quite like the star. Yeah. Oh, look, and we got a carrot too. Maybe we can. Your bunny can hold that carrot separately. And all of these packs are completely different, by the way. So you've got a lot of the same things in there, all the basic components to make a bunny, and everybody has a carrot. But all the other stuff you get is completely unique to your character. So then, I think I would quite like my bunny to have maybe a nose like this. No, I think that's too big for a nose. Maybe I could use a bead for a nose. Yeah, that doesn't look right either. So I'm going to change his eyes. Maybe I'm going to use little washers like this. I kind of like that because they're different sizes, you know, so I'm going to go with that. So if you want to stick a washer on, you just put a tiny bit of glue on like this, and then be very careful. You just drop the washer onto the bunny, okay? So now I'm not touching the super glue at all, keeping my hands away. And if you need to, you could use one of the pieces of wire to push things around if you need to. But he's pretty good there. I kind of like his funky eyes. They look really cool. Okay, now then, maybe we could do that as his face. He's kind of looking funny, isn't he? What can I do? Maybe with this piece of wire I could do something. Yeah, I'm going to fold it like this in the middle. And maybe make a little mouth for him. So just going to fold it as tightly as I can. And then if I bend it up on one side like this. This is pretty tricky if you're a child, so maybe you can use a pair of pliers to do this, or ask a parent to help you out. Maybe that could be a funky mouth. That wasn't really the look I was going for, but if I I squeeze it together like this. Yeah, that's kind of bunny-like, right? Yeah, I can kind of like that. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna get my bunny mouth on there. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of super glue on there. Just a tiny bit, and then just drop that on. And you've just got a few seconds to move it around, and then just leave that to dry. He looks like a little bit of a crazy bunny, doesn't he? Well, I think he looks cool. So then maybe a little bit of a bead for his nose. He looks a bit crazy to me. Okay, so just going to put that bead on there, tiny, tiny bits. Okay, so now I think we're going to have to leave him to set just for a little bit. So I think now is a good time to stick on his bunny ears like this. He looks cool, don't you think? So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to lift him up like this so that he is upright. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on his ears. Don't do any more than that, okay, else he won't stick. And I think I'm going to just hold that there now for about 30 seconds. Now, while that's doing that, maybe I can put that there and do them both at the same time. Okay. Now I tip my bunny ears slightly forward like this, so I think it looks pretty cool like that. Okay. He's looking like a cool bunny now, isn't he? I really like him. Okay, fantastic. So from this point on, you guys can do anything that you want to do with your bunny. He's a really cool bunny. I'm gonna just stick the egg on actually. Okay, so next I'm gonna stick the egg on. I'm just gonna put, whoops. Just gonna put a couple of dots of super glue on the egg like this. Okay, just a tiny dot there on the little. So I'm going to stick that there. Okay, awesome. Maybe he's got bunny hair. What do you think? I think he looks so cool. Now I'd like to give him a little tail as well, so I'm just going to stick that there. And then my little bit of wood here that I saw earlier, I'm going to stick that on for a tail. Brilliant, that's all going really well. Okay then, so my bunny's stuck nice and tightly, but I got all this stuff left, so I kind of had an idea that maybe I could get this wool here. Maybe I could push it through this little washer. Like so. But because each kit is different, you guys might have these in yours, you might not. So you might have something else which is really cool too. So you can use that to make anything that you want. I was thinking, if I put his hair over there, he might look a bit crazy. What do you think? I think he looks cool. And then maybe I could do the same over here. If I get all the rest of this wool and I bunch it up really tightly, maybe I can kind of get it through that one. Oh yeah, I did it. Cool. Okay, so I find the little hole there and put it over his ear there. What do you think? My crazy sort of... He's a bit like a clown rabbit now, I think, but I kind of like him. Happy Easter, everybody! Hi! My name's Crazy Clown Rabbit! Okay, I think I'm going to leave my rabbit there, and the rest of this stuff, I'm going to see what else I can make. So I'm going to put him to one side. Okay, so I had an idea. So I'm going to start with a little bit of super glue here. I'm going to stick his face on. What do you think, guys? Hi, my name's Willy. I'm Willy Good. Hey, I'm a crazy wheelie caterpillar, love you, monster. Well, goodness knows what he is, but I think he's pretty cool, don't you guys? So the only things I've got left in my kit are a couple of bits of wire and some wool. Maybe you guys are better than me and you can make something with that. So remember to put the lid back on your super glue. Give it a turn like this. Put that back on. Awesome. Okay, and you can save that for another time. If you put your super glue in the fridge, it will last. But you can see here I have got my bunny, and I'll go back to the other shot to show you what I've got. Okay, that brings us to the end of our instructional video. I hope you enjoy making one of your characters or cars or rainbow, whichever one that you chose, and that you make something completely unique that's completely your own. We use really high quality woods, and we give you as many accessories as we can possibly afford so that you can make something that really is yours, not something that we designed. And I think that's what makes the difference with Ash & Co workshops. That's really what we're all about, whether it's a car or a rainbow or any of the characters. So we hope you agree, I hope you have a great time, and please, please, please send us photos, videos of all of the stuff that you've made. We're going to put it on a massive gallery, especially while we're in the lockdown period. We just really, really want to keep a track of everything everybody's making, because we just think it's awesome. So have fun, everybody, stay safe, and big love to you all. Mwah.